Here's another great at-home workout, a good shoulder day with the dumbbells. I even did this at church when I had a quick minute. So, as we're jumping into it, the first one up is double dumbbell front raise, 4 sets of 8, each of the 20-pound dumbbells in each hand. Trying to swing very minimally, but as you can see, it does happen. Not so much swinging as I am just shifting my weight to balance while also targeting my front delts. Here is a front view of the exercise as well. The one thing I'll tell you to notice is instead of twisting my wrists at the top to make it the dumbbells horizontal and parallel with the floor, I am holding them vertically, and that is to just pinpoint more of the front head of the delt, or the shoulder muscle, if you will. So it's just more of a specific target, and I found that I like to do these better anyway. So there is a little bit of variation. You can kind of pick your poison, as they say, to figure out which one you want to do better. I decided to do them holding them this way with a more of a lateral wrist and hand placement, hand holding, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so I got these in good controlled tempo, making sure that the negative or eccentric phase of the exercise, or when I'm lowering them, is nice and controlled, bringing them up with a little bit more explosiveness. Good way to stimulate the shoulder muscle, and I think it's a good starting exercise to start off the workout. Next exercise is a dumbbell side raise or lateral raise, 4 sets of 8. I love these things. These are like my favorite shoulder exercises. I'm always implementing them, and like I had mentioned in previous videos, I believe that I use the upright row to try to substitute on occasion. But anyways, I got a very specific way I like to do the there I am pacing. The very specific way I like to do the side raises. As you can see here, I'm trying not to go all the way down to keep that constant tension even at the bottom of the exercise. I personally don't even go parallel to the floor or completely horizontal and raising them as high as most people, simply because I am trying to isolate that one small head of the deltoid, that one small part of the shoulder muscle, and I don't want to add any traps into it. So this is personally how I do the side raises. A lot less range of motion, but for the sake of keeping constant tension and just stimulating the muscle, I found this works best for me. Last bit of advice I'll give you is you want to have slightly curved wrists, and you want to bend your elbows slightly and bring them up like you are trying to drag your knuckles across the floor. That is the best way that I feel this shoulder exercise. Next one up is a single dumbbell rear raise. So I am leaning forward at almost a more of a 45-degree angle, using a chair for balance. That's how much I'm leaned over, and really just trying to keep the arm mostly straight, and pulling and bringing it out, but I'm trying to do it without engaging any of my shoulder blades or my back. It's just all in that rear delt, that's back part of the shoulder. I like to stimulate this one, and I like to isolate the movement with this one especially. I found that it's a good way to establish that good mind-muscle connection with your rear delt muscles as well. You can even see up close here that it's working the shoulder muscles for sure. And I also like doing one-at-a-time movements, unilateral movements, if you will. It's good to work and stimulate and stabilize each muscle on its own. Gets rid of weak points and make sure one doesn't favor the other. As well as I like to just really focus on one thing at a time and really work on each muscle as a whole. It's just a good thing to do unilateral movements at a time. It helps with strength, helps with balancing out muscle hypertrophy. Lots of good things can be done by doing everything one thing at a time. And last but not least, we've got a single dumbbell bent over shrug. So I use heavy dumbbells and heavy barbells, trap bars, everything like that when I do my shrugs. Like, just to give you a perspective, the lightweight for me shrugging is usually 80s. So having just 20-pound dumbbells available, you can understand how it's difficult for me to stimulate muscle growth even at home whenever I can shrug so much. When they're not available to you, try to angle out or lean forward with your trap muscle, because your trap muscles are not just part of your neck. They actually go a decent part of the way down your back, at least behind where your shoulders connect to your torso. And pulling at this angle helps build the traps out, not just build them up, and it's a different way to pull on them. I've had a lot of clients in the past pull this way, and for the first time they're not able to lift near as much. I'm not usually able to lift as much, so this is a good way to compensate for lack of heavy dumbbells. And another way to stimulate the muscle, and another part of the muscle you want to stimulate in the first place. So this is a good shoulder exercise. This could set you up good for a few weeks or a month or so, coming back and forth to this exercise. So good to wrap this up. Have a wonderful day. Happy lifting.